Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. If you keep blowing it up, I'll be truly invincible. Chapter 1. The Start of a Divine Pit, Boasting System. Eastern Wilderness. Extreme Profundities Sect, Outer Sect. In a low-thatched house, a pale-faced young man leaned quietly against the bedside, his mind receiving memories that did not belong to him. After a long while, Su Chen slowly opened his eyes, looking helplessly at the furnishings in the grass house, sighing softly. I suppose I have transmigrated. After spending 2.5 hours, Su Chen finally accepted the fact of transmigration. In his previous life, he was a corporate slave in a work schedule on Blue Star. One second he was working overtime on a project, and the next second he was here. And his start was not good. His current identity is an outer sect disciple of the Extreme Profundities sect. Not long ago, in order to complete a sect mission, he led 4 fellow disciples to team up and train in the barren wilderness mountain range. But he didn't expect that the opposing sect, Limitless Sect, had set a trap early on. With a severe poison in his body, he squeezed the sect token at a critical moment, attracting the nearby elders for rescue. After that, the memories of the original host were lost. Su Chen estimated that the original host probably died at that time. What kind of divine pit start is this? Starting with a severe poison, damaged meridians, unable to move at all, is there any difference from being dead? This is a disaster. This kind of transmigration is worse than not transmigrating at all. Other transmigrations are all like long Aocean script, but why does my transmigration feel like a script for a nobody? Su Chen looked speechlessly at the sky. At this moment, he could clearly feel that his body was being gnawed at by millions of ants. Now, except for his mouth, he couldn't move anywhere else. I don't want this kind of transmigration. However, just then, Su Chen's heart suddenly trembled. Ding! Divine Level Boasting System, Binding in Progress. Divine Level Boasting System Binding Successful. The system. Su Chen heard the mechanical voice in his mind and his body trembled. As expected, the system is a standard feature for transmigrators. System, quickly introduce your functions. Respected host, this system only has one function, which is boasting. As long as others continuously imagine and praise the host, the system will default the praised matter to be true and reward the host. The number of praises depends on the difficulty of the praised matter. Note, the host must not have any verbal or physical hints to make others imagine and praise themselves. Isn't this just becoming stronger by bragging? By the way, are transmigrator systems all playing like this now? Su Chen's eyes brightened when he heard the system's introduction. For Su Chen, who had read countless online novels in his previous life, this kind of system was indeed a bit novel. System detection in progress. Host, Su Chen. Cultivation. Qi Gathering Realm 7th Layer, can die at any time. Cultivation technique. Extreme Profundities art. Martial skills. None. Su Chen. Seeing this system panel, Su Chen suddenly wanted to ask a question. System, are you polite? Oh, system, I've seen other people's newbie gift packages, which are all kinds of divine weapons and god-level techniques. Why haven't I found my newbie gift package yet? Su Chen couldn't help but ask eagerly. With his current condition, if he wants to continue living, he can only hope for the newbie gift package from the system. Ding! This system does not currently support newbie gift packages. Su Chen, I thought you were so awesome from the introduction, but it turns out you're just a knockoff system. Hearing the mechanical and cold prompt from the system, Su Chen couldn't help but complain. Is this system manufactured by Wachiangbei? To think that it doesn't even have a beginner's gift package. Without the beginner's gift package, I could die at any moment. You could say, there's almost no difference between having this system and not having it. In the end, he couldn't escape death. However, just as Su Chen was about to give up and prepare to die, he suddenly heard a prompt from the system in his mind. Ding! Congratulations, host, someone is praising you. Praise content. Su Chen's senior brother will definitely recover, 1/25. Upon hearing the prompt from the system in his mind, Su Chen was stunned in place. This is someone praising themselves. According to the system's prompt, if he receives praise from 25 people, the poison in his body will be completely eliminated. Thinking of this, a smile appeared on Su Chen's face. The family behind the original host is the one controlling a city. On weekdays, he often exchanges cultivation experiences with other disciples. Occasionally, he also distributes some cultivation resources to his junior brothers and sisters. Therefore, he has a good relationship with others and is well liked by some junior brothers and sisters. Presumably, his current situation has already spread throughout the entire Extreme Profundities sect outer sect. 25 people. For him, it shouldn't take too long. It's really a turn for the better. Su Chen said excitedly in his heart. Praise content. Su Chen senior brother will definitely recover, 2/25. Praise content. Su Chen senior brother will definitely recover, 3/25. Successive prompts sounded in Su Chen's mind. His anxious heart finally calmed down. All he had to do now was wait quietly. At the same time, outside the outer sect of the Extreme Profundities sect, about 3 kilometers away from Su Chen's residence, a group of outer sect disciples gathered together, discussing Su Chen's situation. The Limitless sect is truly despicable. Yes, they actually poisoned Su Chen's senior brother. I heard that even the elders are helpless against the poison in Su Chen's senior brother. The Limitless sect has truly reached the pinnacle of shamelessness. Su Chen's senior brother is usually so kind, how did he offend the Limitless sect? They actually mobilized dozens of outer sect disciples to set up Su Chen's senior brother. As soon as these words were spoken, the people around instantly fell silent. It was well known that the Extreme Profundities sect and the Limitless sect were always at odds. Friction between disciples was also common. But they never dared to openly kill. However, they never expected that they would dare to poison someone. HMPH. I don't believe that Su Chen's senior brother will have any problems. Just then, a disciple dressed in the outer sect attire of the Extreme Profundities sect spoke coldly, with a firm tone. As soon as his words fell, several other disciples echoed. I don't believe it either. How could Su Chen's senior brother have any problems? I don't believe it. Quote. These disciples had all received Su Chen's favor and held great respect for him. Therefore, they were unwilling to believe that Su Chen would really be in trouble. Everyone, rest assured, Su Chen's senior brother will definitely be fine. He has encountered danger more than once, and he has always come through it. Every time, he even gained benefits from it. So this time, we must believe. Cao Yun looked at the many outer sect disciples in front of him and said loudly. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone's eyes lit up. Since Su Chen joined the Extreme Profundities sect 3 years ago, he has indeed encountered many dangers, but he has always come through them. He even gained many benefits from them. Chapter 2. Boasting becomes reality, Qi gathering 8th layer. Senior brother Su Chen is the pride of our outer sect. Although his Qi gathering is only at the 7th layer, he can definitely escape from a demonic beast at the Qi Sea realm 3rd layer. An elder Xie is supporting him. There's no way senior brother Su Chen would get injured. The reason the elder said that is because he doesn't want us to go out and gain experience too early. That's right, exactly. Someone as talented as senior brother Su Chen, how could he possibly get injured? As soon as these words were spoken, they immediately gained the agreement of several people nearby. They had all witnessed Su Chen's true strength and naturally didn't believe that he would get injured. They didn't believe that Su Chen's meridians would be severed either. Even if senior brother Su Chen really got injured, it would definitely be a minor injury. Don't forget about senior brother Su Chen's previous experiences. That's right, we have to believe that he will definitely get through this. As these words were spoken, a bright light flashed in the eyes of the crowd. From then on, no one worried about Su Chen encountering danger outside. The sudden occurrence of this incident was unexpected, but as long as it was related to Su Chen, the outer sect disciples who had a good relationship with him believed that he was not injured at all. By the way, I heard that the Limitless sect is spreading rumors outside, saying that senior brother Su Chen will die within a day. Just then, a young outer sect disciple suddenly spoke up. As soon as these words were spoken, the expressions of the crowd immediately turned cold. HMPH. Those bastards from the Limitless sect. When I break through to the Qi Sea realm, I will definitely make them pay. An outer sect disciple looked towards the direction of the Limitless sect, speaking with indignation. Su Chen had treated him well, often giving him cultivation resources. Therefore, when he heard that Su Chen's current situation might be related to the Limitless sect and that they were even spreading rumors, an unnamed anger rose in his heart. Enough. Whether or not this matter is manipulated by disciples of the Limitless sect, the elder will investigate. Everything will become clear when we see senior brother Su Chen. We must not act impulsively. Just then, a handsome and serious-looking outer sect disciple looked at the indignant crowd and spoke up. Most of the disciples present here had received Su Chen's favor before. Therefore, they held great respect for Su Chen. Naturally, they were unwilling to accept the defamation of Su Chen by the Limitless sect. The Limitless sect wants us to act impulsively and provoke a war between the two sects. If we really go to their door at this moment, it would be just what they want. At that time, even the elder won't be able to save us. After speaking, Cao Yun looked up at the residence where Su Chen was. He had a good relationship with Su Chen and often received guidance from him in cultivation matters. As the person with the best relationship with Su Chen and the leader of the many junior disciples present, he naturally had a responsibility towards these junior disciples. If they really rushed to the Limitless sect in anger, then he would be the one to bear the blame for the sect. At the same time, in Su Chen's huge residence, boasting content. Senior brother Su Chen will definitely recover, 13/25. Boasting content. Senior brother Su Chen will definitely recover, 14/25. Ding. Congratulations to the host for receiving others' boasting. Boasting level. White. Boasting content. Stepping into the 8th layer of the Qi Gathering Realm, 1/30. Boasting content. Stepping into the 8th layer of the Qi Gathering Realm, 2/30. Just then, a series of system notification sounds rang out. Su Chen was startled when he heard the sound of the system, his expression frozen. It seems that the connections accumulated by the original host were not in vain. If he continued boasting like this, not only would his injuries recover, but even his cultivation realm could break through the 1st layer. Boasting content. Senior brother Su Chen will definitely recover, 22/25. Boasting content. Stepping into the 8th layer of the Qi Gathering Realm, 10/30. Opening square bracket. Closing square bracket. One after another, the prompt sounds echoed in Su Chen's mind. Buzz. Soon, a majestic spiritual power exploded within his body. The previously severed meridians quickly repaired themselves. In the blink of an eye, they had returned to normal. Feeling the changes in his body, Su Chen couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Then, he slowly got up from the bed, and his bones made crackling sounds. In the next moment, the system that had been constantly ringing in his mind stopped. The faint spiritual power in his body suddenly stagnated. Then, boom, a rumbling sound came from within Su Chen's body. The room suddenly became bright, an endless divine light burst out from his dantian, creating a tsunami-like sound. In Su Chen's dantian, the spiritual power seemed to have no end as it surged out, turning into divine light, shining golden and illuminating the entire room. The immense spiritual power flowed through Su Chen's limbs and bones, causing his body to undergo earth-shaking changes. Boom! In the depths of his consciousness, a dull sound came from within Su Chen's body, as if some kind of restraint had been broken. Su Chen suddenly felt clear-headed, as if he had ascended to immortality, intoxicating him. Qi Gathering Realm 8th Layer. Qi Gathering Realm 8th Layer. Su Chen felt the surging spiritual energy in his body and couldn't help but feel delighted. Not only had his injuries completely healed, but his cultivation level had also broken through to the 1st layer due to the system. This system, it's actually somewhat useful. Wait. Su Chen's expression froze. The next second, the system's prompt sounded in his mind. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining someone's boasting level, purple. Boasting content. Su Chen senior brother has Heavenly Tao Providence, 1/10,000. Purple level, Heavenly Tao Providence. These junior brothers and sisters really know how to boast. Su Chen heard the system's prompt in his mind and shook his head slightly. To obtain Heavenly Tao Providence, one must have 10,000 people boast about it. Although the original owner of this body had some connections in the Extreme Profundities sect, it would be extremely difficult to have 10,000 people boast about it. Heavenly Tao luck. This is the goldfinger of the protagonists, often an elusive existence. If you're not born with it, it's very difficult to obtain it in this lifetime. Only those chosen by Heavenly Tao can possess Heavenly Tao providence. People with Heavenly Tao providence can even influence the rise and fall of a power. The reason why the original owner of this body was able to escape death twice in a row was because of the blessing of Heavenly Tao luck. Su Chen estimated that this time he died because he had almost exhausted the Heavenly Tao luck from the previous 2 times. However, just at this moment, an urgent knocking sound came from the door. Bang bang bang, followed by an anxious voice. Senior brother Su Chen, I, Sao Yun, have brought several junior brothers to see you. Sao Yun, hearing this voice, Su Chen carefully recalled. He had some impression of this person, and his relationship with the original owner of the body was quite good. Thinking about it, it was probably this person who boasted about the detoxification in his body just now. With this in mind, Su Chen got up, opened the door, and walked out of the thatched hut. Senior brother Su, Senior brother Su. Seeing Su Chen appear, many outer disciples exclaimed in joy. Senior brother Su, are you not injured? Sao Yun, who was standing in front of everyone, looked at Su Chen, who was completely unharmed, and asked. Although Su Chen's complexion was still a bit pale, his aura was very stable, not like someone who had been injured. I have fully recovered, Su Chen said casually. It's happening again. As soon as these words came out, the hearts of the disciples present trembled. That kind of thing happened again. The disciples present respected Su Chen very much, so they wouldn't have any doubts about him. Moreover, looking at Su Chen's aura, it didn't seem like he was lying. Ding! Detected that 10 people have imagined the host as having Heavenly Tao providence. Heavenly Tao providence, 18/10,000ths. The system's prompt sounded once again. The characters on the light screen quickly flickered. Some of the disciples here had only joined the Extreme Profundities sect this year, and they didn't believe that Su Chen was someone blessed by Heavenly Tao luck. After all, those 2 encounters were just hearsay, they hadn't seen it with their own eyes. But now, seeing Su Chen safe and sound with their own eyes, the new disciples who had doubts in their hearts secretly agreed with what Sao Yun had said before. Have the other 4 junior disciples in my team been buried? Su Chen glanced at everyone and asked. As soon as these words came out, everyone froze. The originally joyful atmosphere instantly shattered, replaced by sorrow. This expedition was carried out by a team of 5, with Su Chen as the leader, leading the other 4 disciples into the barren wilderness mountain range. In the end, 4 of them perished, and only he returned alive. They have been buried in the barren wilderness mountain range. Sao Yun said with a mournful expression. That's good. By the way, are the people from the Limitless sect still in the barren wilderness mountain range? Su Chen nodded slightly in response to the words, then asked. Senior brother, is this really related to the Limitless sect? Sao Yun's expression changed when he heard this, and he hurriedly asked. Yes, Su Chen nodded lightly. At least, according to the memories of the original host, this matter is definitely related to the Limitless sect. They are not here, they should be on their way back to the sect. Sao Yun said with a look of hatred. Upon hearing this, Su Chen fell into contemplation. Originally, he was prepared to go out and seek revenge, but now it seems that he doesn't have this opportunity. Although it is said that revenge is never too late for a gentleman, Su Chen never considered himself a gentleman. Then I'll seek revenge later. Now I should use the system to make myself stronger and improve my strength. Su Chen said silently in his heart. It is well known that the fantasy world is an extremely dangerous world. Only by being strong can one protect their own life. By the way, Su senior brother, what exactly happened in the barren wilderness mountain range? Just then, Sao Yun suddenly spoke up. The rest of the disciples also looked at him curiously. Upon hearing this, Su Chen carefully thought about his previous memories and explained, the Limitless sect lured a Chi Si realm 3rd layer demonic beast at the entrance of the barren wilderness mountain range, and we accidentally. He didn't hide anything and simply explained what had happened. These beasts. The disciples were filled with righteous indignation after hearing it. I will personally avenge this. Su Chen glanced at everyone and said. He said this after careful consideration. Su senior brother, your aura seems to be even stronger than before. A plain-looking female disciple looked at Su Chen and said. Su Chen looked approvingly at this junior sister and was very satisfied with her words. Her words gave everyone a chance to imagine. After recovering from my injuries, I gained some insights and accidentally broke through. Su Chen said calmly, as if he was talking about something ordinary. Some insights. Accidentally. Upon hearing Su Chen's words, the disciples present twitched their mouths slightly. So, Su senior brother, are you now at the Qi gathering 8th layer? The junior sister continued to ask. But then she shook her head and continued. No, I have seen senior brothers at the Qi gathering 8th layer, and their aura is not so powerful. Senior brother Su Chen, you haven't broken through to the Qi gathering 9th layer, have you? As she spoke, the junior sister's expression was one of surprise. Su Chen neither confirmed nor denied it. At this moment, he naturally couldn't admit it. If he admitted it, it would be a clear violation of the system's rules. After all, he was not currently at the Qi gathering realm 9th layer. Su Chen's senior brother was able to remove the potent toxins of the limitless sect on his own, which definitely means he has reached the Qi gathering 9th layer. Cao Yun also looked shocked. Previously, he thought Su Chen would only advance by 1 layer, but now it seemed he had advanced by 2. Elder Xie had told him that if Su Chen wanted to clear the toxins, there was only one way. That was to break through to the Qi gathering 9th layer in a short period of time. There was no other way. Looking at Su Chen's calm expression, it seemed certain that he had reached the Qi gathering realm 9th layer. Breakthrough to Qi gathering realm 9th layer, 1/25. Breakthrough to Qi gathering realm 9th layer, 2/25. The virtual panel that only Su Chen could see appeared again. Cao Yun genuinely believed that Su Chen's cultivation had reached the Qi gathering realm 9th layer, which was why he praised him. The other disciples also believed it from the bottom of their hearts. The characters on the virtual panel quickly jumped. In just an instant, the progress bar was already full. Breakthrough to Qi gathering realm 9th layer, 25/25. A surge of energy spread from Su Chen's dantian to his limbs and bones. Boom! A tremendous aura emanated from Su Chen. As expected, this is the aura of the Qi gathering realm 9th layer. Cao Yun took a deep breath and exhaled slowly. He was not unfamiliar with this level of aura, he had felt it many times from other senior brothers of the extreme profundities sect. Senior brother Su Chen is so strong. I told you, senior brother Su Chen has his own luck. Not only did he remove the toxins from his body, but he also broke through to the Qi gathering realm 9th layer in one go. The junior sisters present had a gleam of admiration in their eyes. In their eyes, this was Su Chen's response to everyone, indicating that he was indeed a cultivator at the Qi gathering realm 9th layer. In reality, Su Chen had only broken through suddenly and couldn't control his aura in time. Senior brother Su Chen has extraordinary talent and great luck. I wonder how high his future achievements will be. We must interact more with senior brother Su Chen. Cao Yun said to himself in his heart. He had to find a way to get close to this powerful figure. He believed that in the near future, this powerful figure would become an enormous tree. A person with great luck like this was destined for extraordinary achievements. He didn't expect to become senior brother Su Chen's right-hand man, following him closely. As long as he could receive a little blessing, his future achievements would surpass the majority of cultivators. Moreover, unlike other senior brothers, Su Chen didn't hide his insights into cultivation. As long as one sincerely sought advice, he would offer guidance. It was hard to find another senior brother like him, and meeting him was pure luck. Cao Yun was not the only one with such thoughts. Su Chen's 3 fortuitous encounters, combined with the favorable impression he had left before, and his declaration of seeking revenge this time, had greatly increased everyone's trust in him. A seed of trust had been planted in their hearts. Senior brother Su Chen, have you not informed Elder Xie about the recovery of your meridians? Cao Yun's eyes brightened and he quickly spoke up. Not yet, I was just about to inform Elder Xie when you all arrived. Su Chen shook his head gently. Senior brother Su Chen, you have just cleared the potent toxins from your body and also broken through twice. It's better to consolidate your cultivation first. Leave these trivial matters to me. Cao Yun's tone carried anticipation. Su Chen nodded lightly and said, all right, then I'll trouble junior brother Cao. Cao Yun was right. After breaking through twice in succession, Su Chen indeed needed time to consolidate his cultivation. Su Chen could also see that Cao Yun had the intention of pleasing him. To develop disciples, he needed people like Cao Yun. After obtaining Su Chen's consent, Cao Yun dispersed the disciples around them and then went to the elders' hall. The other disciples returned to their own rooms, while Su Chen turned and went back to his thatched hut, starting to sort through the memories in his mind. Inside the elder hall of the outer sect, after listening to Cao Yun's report, Xieqi couldn't help but sigh and say, "This kid indeed has deep fortune." Although Xieqi was an elder of the outer sect, his status within the extreme profundities sect was not low, and he didn't have the leisure to pay attention to all the disciples of the outer sect. Su Chen was one of the few he paid attention to. Ever since Su Chen survived the beast tide and broke through to the first layer realm, Xieqi started paying attention to him. When Su Chen survived the second chase from the demon sect and further improved his strength, Xieqi concluded that Su Chen was someone with luck on his side. And this time, it only further solidified his belief. Su Chen not only had luck on his side, but this luck was probably not insignificant. Although he couldn't compare to those legendary figures with immense luck, his future achievements would definitely surpass them. The best course of action for someone like him was to win him over and invest in him before he grew up. It would be a grave mistake to become enemies with someone who had luck on their side. Of course, if they were already in an antagonistic relationship, then that would be a different story. Are you sure the toxins in his body have been completely eliminated? Xieqi suddenly reacted after his sigh. As an elder, his insight was naturally not something Cao Yun could compare to. He had been through it all and had seen countless cultivators at the 9th layer of the Qi-gathering realm, so he had a good understanding of their strength. On the other hand, Cao Yun's understanding of the 9th layer of the Qi-gathering realm was purely based on subjective speculation. After all, he was only a cultivator at the 5th layer of the Qi-gathering realm. I am certain that senior brother Su Chen's body is completely free of toxins. After carefully recalling for a moment, Cao Yun replied, "This kid, could he have stepped into the forbidden realm?" Xieqi's face flashed with surprise as he muttered to himself. Upon hearing this, Cao Yun's heart trembled. The so-called forbidden realm was something Cao Yun had also learned about from ancient books in the sect's library. It was a state of cultivation that reached the pinnacle, perfect and flawless. The Qi-gathering realm only had 9 layers, and there was no 10th layer between the 9th layer and the Qi-Si realm. Therefore, the forbidden realm also referred to the 9th layer. However, compared to other cultivators at the 9th layer, those in the forbidden realm had even more powerful spiritual energy, an extremely solid foundation, and no flaws in their cultivation. They were invincible within the same realm and could even fight against higher-level opponents. Go and call Su Chen here. I have something to ask him. After pondering for a moment, Elder Xie instructed Cao Yun. Yes. Upon hearing this, Cao Yun immediately showed a serious expression and hurriedly walked towards Su Chen's residence. At this moment, Cao Yun's mind was still echoing Elder Xie's words. The tone and demeanor of Elder Xie, combined with Cao Yun's own imagination, had convinced him that Su Chen had stepped into the forbidden realm as a transcendent-level genius while still in the Qi-gathering realm. If Elder Xie says so, it must be true. Senior brother Su Chen truly deserves his incredible luck, actually being able to enter the legendary forbidden realm. I must seize this opportunity. The more Cao Yun thought about it, the more excited he became. He felt that his decision to please senior brother Su Chen was the best decision he had ever made in his life. Su Chen not only had amazing opportunities, but also unparalleled talent. To reach the forbidden realm in a realm, it was not enough to rely solely on opportunities, one also needed sufficient talent to support it. With both luck and talent, such an existence was destined for greatness. With an excited heart, Cao Yun continued on his way. Soon, Cao Yun encountered several junior disciples he had met before. After a brief conversation, Cao Yun informed them about Su Chen's cultivation into the forbidden realm. The forbidden realm. Senior brother Cao, are you talking about the invincible forbidden realm at the same level? What? Elder Xie said that himself. Senior brother Su Chen truly deserves his incredible luck, he is so terrifying. Forbidden realm, 1/50. Forbidden realm, 2/50. Forbidden Realm, 3/50. Su Chen, who was practicing in the thatched hut, suddenly felt a movement in his heart and slowly opened his eyes. He saw the characters on the virtual panel in front of him starting to move. The Forbidden Realm. Su Chen looked at the virtual panel in front of him and murmured softly. He knew that someone was boasting about him entering the Forbidden Realm. For him, who had already sorted out his memories, the Forbidden Realm was not unfamiliar. Among cultivators of the same realm, their strength varied due to many factors. For example, cultivation techniques, martial skills, weapons, and combat experience. Apart from these, there was also a special factor. That was the degree of robustness in cultivation. Among cultivators of the same chi-gathering realm, some had a broad dantian that could absorb more spiritual energy, naturally making them stronger. When the absorption of spiritual energy reached a certain level, it was called the legendary Forbidden Realm. But this kind of Forbidden Realm usually appeared in cultivators with special physiques. For an ordinary mortal physique to reach the Forbidden Realm was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Every cultivator who could achieve this would undoubtedly be an unparalleled genius among millions. If it weren't for the power that others boasted about, which was transformed by the system, Su Chen would never have been able to enter the Forbidden Realm in his lifetime. 50 people, the difficulty is not that great. Looking at the characters on the virtual panel in front of him, Su Chen muttered to himself. Forbidden Realm, 10/50. The characters on the virtual panel finally stopped at 10, which meant that 10 people already believed that he had entered the Forbidden Realm. With the number of outer disciples he had, it wouldn't be difficult to gather 50 people who believed in him. Entering the Forbidden Realm will make my foundation extremely solid, and after breaking through, I will be stronger than the ordinary Chi-Si realm. Su Chen pondered for a moment and said to himself. Shortly after, Cao Yun came to convey Elder Xia's message. After Su Chen indicated that he understood, Cao Yun left. Su Chen could clearly feel that Cao Yun's gaze towards him had changed greatly compared to before. If it used to be respect and gratitude, now there was also a hint of awe. Forbidden Realm, 11/50. Not long after Cao Yun left, Su Chen noticed that the characters on the virtual panel started moving again on his way to meet Elder Xie. Putting together the sudden boasting about him entering the Forbidden Realm, Su Chen suddenly understood. When Su Chen arrived at the Elder Hall of the Outer Sect, Elder Xie had been waiting there for quite some time. You, kid, truly have great fortune. After sizing up Su Chen, Elder Xie finally spoke. With Elder Xia's discerning eyes, he could immediately tell that the toxins in Su Chen's body had been completely eliminated. You flatter me, Elder. Su Chen humbly replied. In his memories, Elder Xie was someone trustworthy. Elder Xie had thoroughly understood the two fortuitous encounters of the original host, and ultimately deduced that Su Chen was a person blessed with luck. He had also helped him a lot in his cultivation, answering all of his questions and providing endless guidance. Su Chen also understood Elder Xia's intentions. He was trying to win over a future powerhouse, investing in him since his weakest moments. When Su Chen fully grew, Elder Xie would naturally not be at a disadvantage. Those blessed with luck were protected by the heavens, and even the most ingenious schemes against them would have uncontrollable factors. Therefore, unless necessary, no one would willingly provoke those blessed with luck. Even if they coveted their opportunities, they would restrain themselves as much as possible. Su Chen had twice been saved from the brink of death at the Ghost Gate, and he had even been able to break through his cultivation realm. In the eyes of cultivators at the same level, this was indeed an enormous stroke of luck and opportunity. But it wasn't enough to make Elder Xie harbor greedy thoughts. Sometimes, the treasures that could help Su Chen were of little effect to Elder Xia's current cultivation realm. In that case, why wouldn't he choose to invest in and win over Su Chen? I will personally handle this matter, but you should be able to guess the outcome, Elder Xie said, looking at Su Chen. He had originally wanted to ask Su Chen what kind of opportunity he had obtained to be able to completely eliminate the potent poison that had left him helpless. But upon second thought, he dismissed the idea. He had already thoroughly understood the previous two encounters, so it didn't matter if he didn't understand this one. If he were to dig deep into every detail each time, it would only provoke Su Chen's aversion. Thank you, Elder Xie. Su Chen slightly bowed. Although Elder Xie was stronger than Su Chen, he was ultimately just an outer sect elder of the Extreme Profundities sect. Even if he personally negotiated, he would not be able to do anything to those disciples of the Limitless sect. Usually, such matters were left to the outer sect disciples to handle. Elder Shia's willingness to personally intervene was a demonstration of his attitude. Su Chen did not refuse Elder Shia's attempt to win him over and show goodwill. Having an elder to watch over him within the Extreme Profundities sect would make everything much more convenient, no matter what he did. By the way, there is something I need to remind you of, Elder Xie said, looking at Su Chen. After pausing for a moment, he continued, the reason why the disciples of the Limitless sect targeted you should be related to you being blessed with luck. No one would easily provoke someone blessed with luck unless they were already enemies. Your luck is a good thing for our Extreme Profundities sect, but it's not what the Limitless sect wants to see. They are trying to deplete your luck. Although you managed to turn the situation around this time, you may encounter even more terrifying crises in the future. As he spoke, Elder Xia's expression gradually became serious. In truth, Elder Xie had been observing whether Su Chen was a person with great luck, but he had never dared to come to a conclusion. Even after experiencing this incident, he still couldn't guarantee that Su Chen was a person with great luck. The only thing he could be certain of was that Su Chen had a considerable amount of luck, and in the future, he would not only become a legendary figure but also easily reach the position of an inner sect elder. The Extreme Profundities sect was one of the top sects in the Eastern Wilderness Great Chu dynasty, and the position of an inner sect elder was considered very high. Elder Xie had been observing Su Chen all along, trying to determine if he was truly a person with great luck. However, he had never dared to come to a conclusion. Even after going through this incident, he still couldn't guarantee that Su Chen was a person with great luck. The only thing that could be certain was that Su Chen had a considerable amount of luck. In the future, he would not only become a legendary figure, but also easily reach the position of an inner sect elder. The Extreme Profundities sect was one of the top sects in the Eastern Wilderness Great Chu dynasty, and the position of an inner sect elder was highly esteemed. The Limitless sect should have your information, and naturally, we also have information on some people with great luck, Elder Xie said, flicking his finger. A jade slip appeared out of thin air and flew towards Su Chen. Subconsciously, Su Chen reached out and caught it. The information inside may not be 100% accurate. Take a look for yourself, but don't pass it on to others. I understand, Master. Su Chen nodded. By the way, what level of Qi gathering are you at now? Just as Su Chen was about to leave, Elder Xie suddenly called out to him. After all, he was an elder of the Extreme Profundities sect who had witnessed great storms. His vision was not something that Cao Yun, a Qi gathering 5th layer cultivator, could compare to. Su Chen's ability to remove toxins from his body and break through 2 realms in succession was truly astonishing. If he could also reach the legendary Forbidden Realm at the same time, Elder Xie couldn't imagine Su Chen's talent. After all, reaching this level required extremely high talent and accumulation. Qi gathering 9th layer, Su Chen truthfully replied. As he spoke, the characters on the virtual panel that only he could see were rapidly flashing. Forbidden Realm, 45/50ths. Forbidden Realm, 46/50ths. In fact, shortly after Cao Yun left, the characters on the virtual panel had been increasing and flashing. Clearly, the false news of him entering the Forbidden Realm was spreading rapidly. The outer sect disciples who already trusted Su Chen would most likely believe this news. Even those who didn't believe it would likely choose to believe it after Cao Yun added the condition of, Elder Xie said so. I knew it. Elder Xie stroked his beard and smiled, feeling that his judgment was definitely correct. How could Su Chen, who had broken through 2 realms in succession, easily enter the Forbidden Realm? Release your aura with all your strength. I want to see if your aura is unstable, Elder Xie continued with a smile. Breaking through 2 realms in a short period of time often led to an unstable aura. At this time, it was necessary to stabilize it, otherwise it would easily affect one's foundation. If Su Chen's aura was too unstable, Elder Xie could help him. All right, Su Chen nodded seriously. Forbidden Realm, 50/50. At the same time, the progress bar filled up in an instant. Before he could actively release his aura, a surging aura swept out from his body. With the release of this aura, Elder Shia's pupils suddenly contracted, and his smile froze on his face. Elder Shia's eyes were filled with shock. He had seen countless Qi-gathering realm 9th layer cultivators and was well aware of the intensity of their auras, which were mostly similar. But the aura emanating from Su Chen at this moment was far more solid than that of other Qi-gathering realm 9th layer cultivators. This kind of solidification, enveloping Su Chen and constantly releasing a faint pressure, was exactly the sign of a Qi-gathering realm cultivator reaching the Forbidden Realm. Elder Shia's performance in front of Cao Yun earlier was easily misunderstood, and Cao Yun also believed that Su Chen had reached the Forbidden Realm because of it. But Elder Xie didn't think so in his heart. At that time, it was just a guess that flashed through his mind. Deep down, he believed that the possibility of Su Chen truly entering the Forbidden Realm was extremely slim. But now, the fact was right in front of him. Su Chen had indeed entered the Forbidden Realm, breaking through 2 realms in a row and even stepping into the Forbidden Realm. What kind of freak is he? For a moment, Elder Xie felt a bit flustered. How did you manage to break through 2 realms and step into the Forbidden Realm? Elder Shia's voice trembled slightly as he spoke. If Su Chen had spent 3 or 4 months to consolidate his cultivation before entering the Forbidden Realm, then he could reluctantly accept it, and even praise him as a peerless genius. But how long has it been? 1 day, 2 days. Su Chen had only been poisoned for 5 hours since then. In just 5 hours, he had leapt from the Qi-gathering 7th layer to the 9th layer, and even managed to step into the Forbidden Realm. Even with great luck, it would be impossible to achieve this. Because this had nothing to do with opportunity, but with talent and comprehension. Freak. He was definitely a freak. Elder Xie shouted crazily in his heart. He had only paid attention to Su Chen's luck before, seemingly neglecting his astonishing comprehension and talent. I don't know either. When I was detoxifying, I felt constant inspiration in my mind, so I seized the opportunity to cultivate. When I came to my senses, it was like this. Su Chen helplessly shrugged and said. He was indeed very helpless. He suddenly stepped into the Forbidden Realm, and his aura was released in an instant, without giving him a chance to react. Enlightenment. This must be enlightenment. You brat. A strong sense of envy appeared on Elder Shia's face. The state Su Chen described was no different from enlightenment. Enlightenment, this was a state of cultivation that every cultivator dreamed of. Unfortunately, enlightenment was something that could be encountered but not sought after. Elder Xie had been cultivating for so long and had never experienced enlightenment. Looking at Su Chen's helpless expression, he had the impulse to slap this kid to death. You can go back first. I need to calm down. Elder Xie tried to restrain the impulse to slap Su Chen to death and slowly turned around. He really didn't want to see Su Chen's helpless face anymore, nor did he want to stay with him any longer. Because if he stayed any longer, he was afraid that he would lose control. This brat really doesn't know what's good for him. If he could experience enlightenment once, he would probably be so happy that he would jump to the sky. However, this brat was full of helplessness. He really doesn't know what's good for him. Seeing this scene, Su Chen was a bit puzzled. He shrugged his shoulders, restrained his aura, and then slightly bowed to Elder Shia's back. I'll take my leave, master. After speaking, he turned and walked towards the exit of the main hall. It was not until Su Chen disappeared from the main hall that Elder Shia's heart gradually calmed down. Enlightenment was a mysterious state. Once entered, inspiration would flow like a spring, and the cultivation problems that had been puzzling in the past would be easily solved. Even in this state, cultivators could discover the shortcomings of their own cultivation techniques and make corrections to make them more suitable for themselves. Unfortunately, this state could not be sought after, and its duration would not be too long. To break through 2 realms in a row and then enter a state of enlightenment, although the probability was small, it was not zero. It could reasonably explain why Su Chen was able to step into the Forbidden Realm. Elder Xie did not doubt this. This kid's luck is really not small, but I don't know if he really has great luck. Elder Xie stroked his beard and muttered to himself. Luck couldn't be seen or touched, but it did exist. It could only be inferred through experience. Su Chen had encountered 3 consecutive strokes of luck, so it was without a doubt that he had luck on his side. But whether it was the legendary great luck, Elder Xie couldn't determine. Those with great luck were extremely terrifying. Not only would their achievements in the future be high, but they would also bring blessings to those around them and even lead a sect or a dynasty to prosperity. If this brat Su Chen really has great luck, then the future of the Extreme Profundities sect might be able to reach new heights. Elder Xie secretly thought. His intention to invest in Su Chen became even more firm. Su Chen, who left the main hall of the outer elders, also secretly breathed a sigh of relief. To be honest, if Elder Xie had asked for some details, Su Chen would have definitely revealed something. Because he hadn't figured out what to say yet. But fortunately, Elder Xie didn't ask. Su Chen was also happy about this. After all, he had completely passed this test from Elder Xie. As one of the top sects in the Great Chu dynasty, the Extreme Profundities sect is as prosperous as a large city. In addition to the standard training grounds, Sutra Pavilion, and library, there are also institutions such as the Law Enforcement Hall, Artifact Refining Hall, and Medicine Refining Hall. Due to the large number of disciples, the Extreme Profundities sect even has its own trading market. Because of the sect's strong power and vast territory, each outer disciple has their own thatched cottage. Su Chen, who had just left his thatched cottage, had not taken a few steps when he encountered many familiar fellow disciples. Senior Brother Su. Greetings, Senior Brother Su. Many disciples greeted Su Chen warmly and proactively. Su Chen smiled and nodded in response. In this area of the outer sect, many disciples have received guidance from Su Chen and hold him in high respect. So Su Chen is senior brother. He really is handsome. Senior brother Su Chen is so handsome. Aren't you confused about your cultivation? Now that senior brother Su Chen is here, why don't you go and seek his advice? Can I really do that? Of course you can. Senior brother Su Chen is kind-hearted. As long as you sincerely seek his guidance, he will definitely help you. Walking along the paved road, the number of outer disciples gradually increased. Su Chen occasionally overheard some conversations. Su, senior brother Su. Just then, a timid and ethereal voice sounded. Su Chen's heart stirred. He knew the opportunity had come. But he remained calm on the surface, with a plain expression. He slowed down and turned around. He saw a clean and delicate-looking girl walking towards him, pushed by several female disciples. Junior sister, what's wrong? Su Chen showed a gentle smile and spoke in a warm tone. Unlike the indifference and superiority of other senior brothers and sisters, Su Chen's warm smile eased the nervousness of this junior sister. Senior brother Su, I have a question about my cultivation that I would like to ask you. The little junior sister was a bit shy, her black and white eyes watery and unable to meet Su Chen's gaze directly. Tell me, senior brother will definitely share everything he knows. Su Chen nodded gently, smiling at the little junior sister in front of him. He had never seen this little junior sister before, so she must have recently joined the Extreme Profundities sect. This kind of little junior sister is the easiest to deceive. Oh, no, it should be the easiest to build trust with. Really? The little junior sister's eyes brightened at Su Chen's words, excitedly asking. She thought she would be rejected again. Before this, she had been rejected by several senior brothers and sisters. Su Chen smiled lightly and nodded, saying, of course. Senior brother Su, when I use the Extreme Profundities sword technique, I always feel like I can't exert my full strength. I asked the elders before, but I couldn't break through that barrier. Do you know what's going on? As the outer disciples of the Extreme Profundities sect are numerous, none of them have masters. Only the elders of the outer sect give collective teachings. However, the elders of the outer sect are very busy, and the time for teachings is limited, so they cannot answer every disciple's questions. This little junior sister has been confused all along. The familiar fellow disciples around her have similar strength and cannot give her guidance. After being rejected by 3 or 4 senior brothers and sisters in a row, she had completely lost hope. The courage to seek advice from Su Chen this time was completely encouraged by a few close fellow disciples. When using the Extreme Profundities sword technique, you need to control the speed of your spiritual energy and maintain a high level of coordination in your body in order to exert your full strength. Su Chen looked at the little junior sister in front of him and spoke gently. The Extreme Profundities sword technique is a basic sword technique unique to the Extreme Profundities sect and is a required martial skill for entering the sect. Su Chen has naturally practiced it and has already reached a state of perfection. Dealing with this small problem is a piece of cake for him. Let me see. Demonstrate it to me. Su Chen looked at the little junior sister, who seemed to understand but not quite, and spoke again. Okay. The little junior sister took a deep breath and spoke with a clear voice. Then, she took a few steps back, slightly distancing herself from Su Chen, and began to perform the extreme profundities sword technique. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.